a word from the list you're generating. Trust, respect, appreciation. And not everyone enjoys catching projectiles. So here's how we do this. If your hand is open this way, that means please toss the ball to me, not pitch, toss. And if my hand is down, please hand me the ball, because I would not enjoy something thrown at me. Okay? So you can do either. So let's just test a couple. Can we have this table stand up? And we'll just model it. And so I'll go ahead and kick it off. Trust. Who would like? Okay. Her hand is down, so I'm going to hand her the ball. Karen? Yeah. And just say the next word. Thoughtfulness. Attentiveness. Okay. Appreciation. Okay, great. We'll go ahead and stop it there. Thank you for demonstrating. So, interesting, everyone had their hand down and they were handing it to each other. So please watch the cues. And your task is you're going to do this as a rapid fire. I'll get your question in a second. You'll do this as a rapid fire. So see how many you can come up with. You'll have 1 minute to see how many you can come up with. And if someone says something that you're not sure is a universal human need, ask the question, farmer in Zimbabwe, kids in the playground. Okay? Nope, this is the mental list. This is your ability to self-generate these. You had a question? Yeah, okay. All right, everyone please grab an eyeball, stand, and you'll have 1 minute quick fire. When you hear the guitar, it'll be time to finish. Go ahead, yeah, we can begin. Okay, we'll wrap it. That works a lot better than a bell for me. All right, any questions about how to generate your own list of human relationship qualities? Okay, remember this skill, because when we do the game, that muscle is going to come in handy. You're going to need to rely on that ability to generate this list of qualities as you go through different situations or scenarios. So, here's an example of some of the things that might have come up at your table. And again, the magic of this, why are we even playing this part of the game, is that by connecting on our shared human needs, that we can actually overcome our differences and have empathy. And if you want to take a photo of this, you'll definitely want to take a photo of this. So one of the last concepts that I want to introduce before we go into the bigger game is how this works. The way it works is that in nonviolent communication, we believe that all behaviors, all the things that we say or do or even think, are driven by an attempt to meet needs. And that all conflict occurs at that behavior level. And the connection can occur under the water of the iceberg at the level of the drivers. So think of needs as underlying drivers. So let's do a couple examples. Let's say I get bit by a mosquito and I'm itchy, right? So I have a need for what? Maybe comfort or relief, right? Yeah, a salve. Well, what would be my behavior that I would use to address that need? Yeah, an itch or a salve, right? Very simple. So let's say I have a need for security. What are some ways that I might meet my need for security? Excuse me? Oh no, we're off of mosquito bites now. Security and mosquito bites. Let's say financial security. That might be one form. What would be some strategies for that, some behaviors that I would do? Save money. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe get a higher paying job or lower my expenses. Yeah, exactly. So a couple quick examples about how we go from conflict to connection. Because once you do this game, this is how I'm hoping you're going to apply it in your life for a better life for yourself and a better world, a better life for others. So imagine if I told you that I have a high need for safety, which is true. I mean, I grew up in a very rough part of Los Angeles, and as a woman, I love to travel the world, sometimes by myself. And so safety is a really big deal if I'm walking down the dark streets of Madrid at night, or the beach. Yeah. So even if you're not a woman, even if you didn't grow up in a rough neighborhood like I did, could you at least have empathy on how safety is important to me as a universal human need? And could you also appreciate that in your own way, in your own life, even though it might be very diverse from mine, how safety is also important to you? And can we take a moment to enjoy this shared human empathic connection over this one simple human need of safety? A little baby needs safety. An old person needs safety. Someone about to have a performance evaluation needs safety. Right? So enjoy that beautiful empathic connection. Now let's blow it all to bits by going from below the water level to above the water level into the behaviors. What if you found out that my way of meeting my need for safety is that I carry a gun in my purse? How do you feel about me now? Some of you might actually feel closer, a kinship. Right? Some of you might be totally freaked out. Okay, can you see how the behavior can blow our empathy into total conflict? So how does NVC work? How does nonviolent communication work? How do we go from conflict back to resolution? And this is a thing that people have around empathy, nonviolent communication. They incorrectly think it's about, because I have understanding for Lorraine, I'm going to excuse harmful behavior. I'm going to let people off the hook because we understand they had a rough childhood. No! Nonviolent communication is empathy and accountability. And what's wonderful about it is it gives us the language to help support accountability for each other and self-responsibility for ourselves. So here's how it can look when we play this out. Let's say Karen found out that I carry a gun in my purse to work. She could say, that's not meeting her need for safety, even though it's meeting my need for safety. She might say, hey Lorraine, I understand that you carry a gun. And I'm guessing, Lorraine, that safety must be a really big deal to you. Can you imagine how that must be for me to hear that? You get me. You understand that safety is important. You're not freaking out. Because what happens in the workplace? The person who does the, quote, unacceptable or bad behavior, we usually don't have the courage to talk to them. We usually kind of quietly isolate them and distance ourselves. Lorraine, that freak with a gun in her purse, we're just going to kind of not have lunch with her, And, raise your hand if you've seen this. The person who's the outcast, becomes slowly and silently and politely rejected until they die a death of loneliness and transfer to a different department or another job. Who's seen that? I mean, that's not an effective way of dealing with conflict, and yet it happens in professional environments. So with nonviolent communication and a little courage, someone like Karen could say, hey Lorraine, I can see how that would meet your need for safety, but it's not meeting my need for safety. Would you be open to looking at some other behaviors, some other possibilities for meeting your need for safety that don't involve carrying a gun? Maybe we can have you walk someone to your car at night who would like an escort. Or maybe you can carry pepper spray and instead of a gun, so that if you do defend yourself, no one gets killed. So this is why many people call nonviolent communication also collaborative communication, because this is the spirit of collaboration. When I feel like someone's listening to my needs, I'm going to be a little more open-minded about someone asking me to do something a little differently. And this is the beauty, is people become less. A quick workplace example. Have you ever experienced someone who dominates meetings? In your opinion, they're dominators, right? Wasn't me. Okay, so let's look at that. What might be their need? Their universal, beautiful, precious human need of someone who's taking up all the airtime in the meeting. What might they be needing? To be heard. That's a very precious human need. Yeah, to be heard. Maybe to contribute. You know, maybe they think their ideas are really valuable and they want everyone to hear them. So, yeah, to be validated, to be heard. We don't know. We can only guess. It depends on that individual person. What are your needs that are not getting met? When you're feeling annoyed that someone's sucking all the air out of the room, what precious needs of yours are not getting met that's contributing to your sense of annoyance? Fair play, yeah, maybe a need for fairness, maybe a need for inclusion. Maybe I have a need to be heard, like, hey, I wanted a chance to say something too. So this is how we look below the surface. Instead of annoyance and you're dominating, we could say, okay, here's a person who probably wants to contribute, or maybe it's important that they are heard, and my need for being heard is not being met, or my need for fairness or inclusion is not being met. So I might have a talk with that person and say, hey, you know, there were a lot of people I wanted to hear from today, and I know we ran out of time. You know, would you be willing to, you know, maybe and I've done this as a facilitator. It's like, I'm concerned that we might not have enough time to get everyone here. You know, would you be willing to make your point maybe in a newspaper headline? You know, or would you be willing to maybe listen to a few other people, especially if you're the boss, right? Or if you're the senior ranking person, would you be willing to let other people speak first before you voice your opinion? Now, that could be a risk, right? You don't want to say, hey, I think you have a need to be heard. But you can speak for your own needs. You can say, hey, I really wanted to hear from a lot of people, or I wanted a chance to say something and I didn't want to interrupt you. You know, could we do it a little differently next time? Maybe have a talking stick or a talking eyeball. So this is how it opens up collaboration. Okay, so enough talk. Let's get into the game. So this is 4 postures for mindful communication. And I'm going to ask you, while you're all seated, to do this together with me, because this is using our bodies as a tool. This is, any of you who've studied nonviolent communication, this is an adaptation of what's called the 4 ears exercise. I believe Lucy Liu, who is another trainer very close to Marshall Rosenberg, did these postures that I'm adapting into Empathy Dojo. So that's a little bit of history for you, those of you who've already studied this. So here are the 4 postures and how we're going to, what do you call it when you take a dish and you separate the flavors? Deconstruct, right? We're going to deconstruct the process from getting triggered into empathy. So the first posture, and please do it along with me, is hurt you. Say it along with me. Hurt you. Okay. The next one is how we beat ourselves up. Hurt me. Everyone. Me. Okay. The next one is hand over heart. Empathy for me. Empathy for me. And then the next one is open to you. Open to your heart. Empathy for you. Okay, so one more time all together. Hurt you. Hurt me. Empathy for me. Empathy for you. Okay, so those are the 4 postures. So, who can take an eyeball and throw me the eyeball while you're saying some sort of triggering statement, and I'll go through how to use this. What's a statement that would get you kind of annoyed or send that angry email that you would like me to demonstrate this on? You are crazy. Okay, everyone together. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped a step. Everyone together. Hurt you. You're crazy. Who the heck are you to judge me? Okay, so that's how I'm going off. Okay, next. Hurt me. Oh my gosh, what did I do for him to judge me like that? Maybe I'm the weird kid. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, I'm not making a good impression here. Okay, what's the next one? I want to be taken seriously. Respect is important to me. Maybe even appreciation. Yeah, I might be a little different, but I'd like you to at least appreciate where I'm coming from. Ah, here's the dance steps. Empathy for me, blank is important to me. Blank is one of the needs that you came up with. Like, respect is important to me. I'd like you to respect where I'm coming from, even if I might act a little differently. And empathy, what's the last one? Empathy for you. So what must be going on for him to say you're crazy? And I can only guess, right? We don't know what's going on. Maybe respect is important to you. Is respect important to you? Because when I start acting really weird, you might consider that when I act crazy in your opinion, maybe you think that's disrespectful. I don't know. I can only guess. So that's how it works. Oh, did you want to comment to that? Yeah. Why? That's a great question. Why guess? So if I have a need, say I have a need for safety, or I have a need for respect, do you think that could be true or false? If I'm telling you that respect is important to me, could I be false in saying that? How so? If I say that respect is important to me, would I be lying? It might be an act of self-protection. I think almost anything is sometimes. Yeah, I might peel back the onion and have even tender needs. Speak for myself. I know what's going on for myself, right? If I say I'm sad, I'm really sad. But if I see a tear in your eye, do I know for sure that you're sad? You might have had an allergy reaction, or maybe you might have been laughing your head off. We don't know. And it's the same for needs. I may not know what's going on inside of you. Like if someone's talking, in my opinion, too much at a meeting, it might be, let's use that example. It might be because they really do need validation. That might be true. Or it really might be that they have a desire to contribute. Maybe they really think that their idea is going to be really critical to the topic. So I won't know whether they just like to hear your voice, and that gives them a sense of validation, or if it's more about the idea. We don't know. So that's why we do it as a guest. There's a humility in saying, I don't know why you're behaving the way you are. Only you know what's motivating you. And we can have a discussion about that. Does that